someone told me that Target on University was burning, and that's just 5 blocks away. So I naturally walked down there and arrived midway through a riot. Many times photographs will speak for themselves. But sometimes it helps to caption or put some context to the image to make you either look at it in a different way or notice something that maybe you might have missed. And so today I'm just going to show you the raw footage at first, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some commentary to make sense of what you might be seeing, what you might be looking at.
Est-ce qu'on va dire le problème? Engagez l'anglais.
Oh, fuck. Jeez! You can hear the fucking whale cannons exploding from inside, dude. That is.
Hey, follow.
We gotta get top. We gotta
fucking neck. They're asking to plead. They're begging for their fucking life, and you can't fucking hear them. What's wrong with you, fat fucking bastard?
Exactly.
Exactly. And you know what? Your silence makes people comply to that shit. Yep.
Gonna burn an apartment down.
But guess what? Black boys and girls are being murdered. So fuck the apartment.
Hold up, watch out, back up, the school car forward.
Violence does not solve violence. I'm not here to say everyone is right for what they're doing. But what I am telling you is this is balance. This is what the fuck balance looks like. You're so focused as what's the right way to protest? What's the wrong way to protest? What's good, bad, all that shit, bro. Fuck all that. Why are we here in the first place? Not because of one guy, not because of two guys. It's multiple guys, years of police brutality. Not one person. Multiple, bro. Kaepernick kneeled for this shit. And y'all still had a problem. So how do you want us to fucking voice it?
I don't give a damn. You might put it out. We gonna come back and do it again, ho.
On dead enough. This is fucking balance.
Bitch. You fuck ass bitch.
Fucking balance.
Where was she at?
She was sitting in my car. Oh my god.
Do you think she's still in your car?
He has my answer, he'll shoot me.
What?
He said if he answers, he'll shoot me.
Don't answer
Yo, CBS.
Sheesh.
Yo.
Oh, CBS. Oh, CBS.
Just kind of hanging out here. Thought I'd let you say what you want to say.
Oh man, I ain't got a whole lot to say except for there's a lot of nonsense out here. You know, everybody is supportive and with the cause and, you know, don't agree with what happened. But at the same time, there's private small business owners that don't have shit to do with the effects, you know, of the police and the system. These are small business owners who will lose their shit and never recover. The fucking CVS, Target, all them motherfuckers will recover, and it's nothing. They'll just open the store up somewhere else, and you'll just walk further to get milk for your mama or whatever, or diapers and shit like that. So, you know, it's just opportunists out here, and that's what we're seeing. And, you know, and it is what it is. You know, but you got to look at who you're affecting. Fuck up the fucking police station, the police cars, and fuck up the fucking library, the DMV for all I care. But fucking up private owned shit, that shit doesn't do anything except for hurt the same community that you belong to. And they'll never rebuild that shit, and you'll be lost.
My primary motivation with the commentary is just to address some of the differences I'm seeing as reported on the mainstream media, but also on social media, and how that contrasts with what I witnessed. So the two biggest things, the two biggest assumptions that I want to address is one, that riots, you know, are dangerous places. That You don't want to go there. Stay away. My God, get out of there, Marcus. Really, riots are dangerous. Riots are dangerous. Not really. Not as much as you would think. In fact, most of the people there were very peaceful. And so that kind of segues into the second thing that I wanted to talk about, which was who was there. Because there's a lot of, okay, so these people that you're seeing right now, those are protesters. This actually was not the majority of people. But the protesters were pretty obvious because A, they would stay there all day. A lot of them, B, had signs or t-shirts or participating in chants. But really, these people were there to make a statement and were there for the entire day, okay? So that includes a lot of the people that you see running there. But there were other factions there as well. So there were people, I would say that there were looters and vandals. And these were surprisingly two different groups, okay? So the protesters surprisingly didn't really engage in any violence, okay? I saw a couple of rocks being thrown, but that was about it. The vandals, on the other hand, would come in and with a single-minded purpose of destroying as much as they could and then get out of there. So they'd come in vehicles from the outside, these were not local people, and they would vandalize a building, spray paint. A lot of times these are the people that were putting the anarchy symbols everywhere, the A with the circle. There were other people who were looters, and these were also separate people who would come in from the outside on vans and loot a building and all get in the van and get out of it. So very few of the locals, by the way, were a big part, maybe the majority of people who were out there on the lawns, and you'll see some of these people later in the video, or in front of their businesses, to try to protect the area from this chaos, okay? So, and then there was not a uniform monolith on the authority side either, because that included local police, okay, which some of the locals knew by name, saw them having conversations with the locals. Riot police, who really weren't from the area and didn't know what authority they had, so a lot of times they would just guard a building and that's about it. That's all they were allowed to do. Police from outside, from different cities, you'll see some of them in this. Cities from Roseville, Egan, none of them from Minneapolis, but those cops did not know what to do. I could hear them on the police scanner. I could hear all these groups that normally did not work together trying to coordinate and address all of the fires that were literal fires that were popping up, happening all over the place. And the other group is the fire department, which was on there trying to coordinate and trying to get to the fires, but some of the fires were in areas that were where there wasn't enough police presence, and so they had to get the police there first, and the police would clear out the area, and then the fire department could show up. And there was also a lot of traffic, so I would say most of the traffic was there either to just look or to sit up on their windowsills and yell to protest. Here's a protester that is talking. I saw actually very little of this. I saw people shouting from the cars, mostly. I didn't see too many cops responding. This cop, I don't know why he's responding. I would imagine the protocol would be to not respond. But, and I couldn't hear what he said. I think he explained what they were doing there, which was to clear out the area for the fire department. But I'm sure that's not really what it's not what the protesters there protesting. So I hope these cops had a very bad day, and I mean that in a constructive way. I want them to never want to have a day like this again. And I think that will give some motivation for people to affect some change.
Violence does not solve violence. I'm not here to say everyone is right for what they're doing. But what I am telling you is this is balance. This is what the fuck balance looks like. You're so focused on what's the right way to protest, what's the wrong way to protest, what's good, bad, all that shit, bro. Fuck all that. Why are we here in the first place? Not because of one guy, not because of two guys. It's multiple guys, years of police brutality. Not one person.
So this guy Derek here
Multiple, bro.
was sounding off on his
Meals for
phone
this shit.
and saying
And y'all
some
still had a
things
problem.
that needed
So how
to be
do you
heard.
want us to fucking voice it?
I don't give a damn. You might put it out, but we gonna come back and do it again, ho.
On dead enough. This is fucking balance.
Bitch. You fuck ass, bitch.
Okay, so this is this is me coming back to the Napa Auto Parts store. This is an hour later. So these fires didn't. It's not like the fire department wasn't there. The fire department was racing from one place to the other trying to put these fires out. And a lot of times they had to stay at the fire for hours. That Napa fire lasted at least 3 hours. And it had a lot of toxic black smoke coming out of it. So some of the fires, like the one that we saw at the beginning of the video, were they managed to put out before it collapsed the building. But in some cases, they don't. From what I hear in the 3rd district, there wasn't police presence enough to bring in the fire trucks, and so that's another thing that we're seeing here. This was the CVS 3 blocks away from my house. I've been to this CVS, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, and to see people going in there and looting. And one final thought. The word riot, it may be I think that might be a little bit of the problem of how we digest this as a society. And I think MLK, Martin Luther King, said it best. A riot is the language of the unheard. So understanding why people are angry and just trying to answer that question will really help you understand the context for why this happened. And hopefully that gives people a motivation to make a change.